Hello, my name is Rosa O, and I'm going to talk about two psychological articles. One is about experimental research, and the other one is about non-experimental research. I'm going to talk about emotions and a few things about traits. Okay, so what is we have 5 personality traits, which are conscientiousness, agreeableness, openness, neuroticism, extraversion, and introversion. Introversion is in the same as extroversion. What the personality does. The personality defines the behavior of how an individual acts in society. For example, if you are extroverted, you're going to be an ongoing person, a very sociable person. You are going to have the need to be surrounded by friends, to talk with people. That is what extroverted are. And the introverted people are the contrary. They are reserved, they are calm, they are quiet, and they enjoy to spend time on their own instead of spend time with another person or with several personal friends. So well, I'm going to talk about the motivation theories. But first, I have to say that we have intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. The intrinsic motivation is that the one that makes you do something because you want to, because you need to, because by doing that, you're going to fulfill your needs, your own satisfaction. And for the extrinsic motivation, it's when you do things because you have to do it because of the society, because of the rules, because of your parents. That is what make you do it, not because you want it from inside, but it is to achieve a responsibility you have with society or your parents that you have to do in that way. So what is an emotion? It's an individual capacity to react toward a stimulus. When something came up, you act in a certain way, with fear, with happy, with sad, depending on the situation or the stimulus, you are going to react in that way. So in the United States, William James is considered the father of psychology. And he and Carl Lang, they made the theory of emotions. The James Lang theory claims that emotion occurs due to physiological reaction. You need to, for example, you are walking down in a dark alley and you are on your own and it's late and someone and you get scared, you are afraid. So because you may think that he's going to hurt you. So what you do, you feel fear and you run. So now the drive theory of motivation or homeostasis is a biological process where physiological needs create a drive that must be fulfilled. So, for example, when you are hungry, it's because the level of sugars are low. So the body says, okay, we need sugar. I'm going to create this drive of hungry, so you can eat and I can get the sugar. We need to be in a good level in homeostasis. The Maslow hierarchy of needs, it says that individuals must first fulfill their basic need to achieve a higher level or self-actualization. That means that you first have to eat and you have to be warm, and then you have to have money and earn some money, and then self-actualization is the last step, so you can do what you really want to do. And in the two-factor theory of emotion of Sacher and Singer, it claims that emotions are a combination of two factors, arousal and cognition, in order that we can get an emotion. Okay, the first article is about experimental manipulation of extroverted and introverted behavior and its effects on well-being. So we are talking about how well-being is achieved through introversion or extroversion. How are extroverted people? Well, they are very sociable, ongoing persons, and according to this study, they increase their well-being. They are happier. Extroverted people is happier. So the study attempts to prove that it is possible to change personality traits and improve well-being by behaving extrovertedly. So what they are saying is that introverted person, by several extroversion interventions, it is possible that if you are introverted, you can become an extroverted people. So we need three elements for happiness of subjective well-being. That is the first one, lack of negative affect. We don't need a negative affect in the life. Positive affect existence and high satisfaction. Those are the three elements for happiness. Now, the extroversion interventions can help improve career goals, good health, and human relationships. So if you talk to people, you may know your boss, your next boss, or you can get a job, or you can meet someone who can become your best friend. Or also you can learn about have good health, right? I mean, if you run with a group of people, maybe it's easier than running by yourself. So an introvert, it says, that can change traits by acting extroverted as often as possible. So if an introverted person wants to become an extroverted, this study claims that it is possible. So acting extroverted increases happiness or well-being, contrary to introversion. So introverted people is less happy than extroverted people. That's what this study says. So the experiment was performed with 131 participants, where 40 of them were male and 91 female. The mean age was 19.2, and it was an experimental research with two groups, one extroverted and the other introverted, by the first week, and then they were going to switch their activities. It was a random assignment, and the independent variable is extroverted and extroverted. and the dependent variable is the well-being or happiness. So it was performed online with undergraduate students from a university, and they received credits, school credits for the participation. So here in the study, each participant should behave as an extroverted for 7 days, and the next week it should be an introverted person. The participants should have 5 strategies to act, either introverted or extroverted. I mean, they had to have a plan how they were going to behave, what they were going to do in order to be introverted or extroverted. And the results were posted on a table and show low and high emotion arousal. So about the statistics, they used the growth model that must be the same during the test period, and the correlation also has to be the same between both. Fit statistics of second-order Latin growth models. They had a measure table where they put the data and the growth rates by condition and a week. They use ANOVA, the analysis of variance, to show if the results have differences or are similar. Okay, the other study, everyday emotions, naturalistic observation of a specific positive emotions in daily family life. This was a non-experimental research. It was made through naturalistic observation, through recording daily the activities of the families. 32 families were involved in this study through 350 hours. And they were looking for positive emotions that were pride, compassion, amusement, and gratitude. The emotions that drive children to behave better in a home with adequate well-being. And the children learn how to interact within the family in a well-being atmosphere. Women, rather than men, express both verbal and non-verbal emotions. And parents express amusement and compassion. So it was made in Los Angeles with 32 middle-class family. Both parents were working, and at least they have one kid 7 years old, and all of the families were paying a mortgage for the house. The study was for 1 week, for recording questionnaires, daily reports and samplings, and interviews were used. On weekdays, the film started when the parent picked the children at school and ended at bedtime. And in the weekends, the films started, the recording started when the family wake up. So they also recorded extracurricular activities such as football, soccer practices, or course activities. Everything was recorded, and it is naturalistic observation. It is very reliable because they are not in a lab. They are in their own environment, and they do what normally they do. They don't have to behave in a different way. So that is why it's reliable naturalistic observation. So the goal is to identify and catalog one of the keywords of the 4 emotions listed, that they were pride, compassion, amusement, and gratitude. So if one kid says, "Thank you, mommy," that is gratitude. Or I felt my knee hurts, mommy. Oh, don't worry, you will feel better with this. That it's compassion. So the rates of positive emotions between parents and children were rated, then between parents, and then between children. The mean rate for positive emotion use were between parents and children. Using ANOVA, the analysis of variance and post hoc pair samples show the use of the 4 keywords between fathers, mothers, and children. And also the use of positive emotions and gratitude is higher in mothers. Pride and amusement are similar in fathers and mothers. And children and parents at similar rates used amusement. Okay, here are the reference. Thank you so much.